maybe another whirlwind. Again, it's a hurricane. There you go. All right, hey, buddy.
What's
Not much. Am I were you dozing off? It's what time? It's about 10 o'clock. I thought you're generally up this time. Did I bother you or?
no? It's what time is it? I think it's like 7 o'clock.
Oh yeah. I don't. Yeah. So how you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good. Well, yeah. I hate to be the bearer of the obvious. Did you see the picture I sent of your sister? She looks like shit. Your sister Carrie.
Well, she does what she does, and
Yeah,
if
I'm beginning to agree with you more that I think she doesn't know, when you're at that stage of Alzheimer's dementia, what you said, that she's just gone, that she doesn't even know she's, you know.
it's hard to say. It's half and half, at least.
Right.
At least, yeah. Anyway, it's hard to say. So
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just my sentiment is, now that mom is secured, that she's secured, again, from my perspective, there was only the two of us. She attacked me back in 2019 when we were just together when no one was around. Now that she's secured, with all the residents and the staff, etc., government should not prohibit me and family and from visiting with her, right? So that's, but it's crazy in my opinion, but so be it. Um, yeah. Anyway, so and then, but thankfully she's there. I mean, I remember when the hurricanes, right? It really this last one just tore through Florida. This one this past week, and your mom would just carry your mom. My mom would just go. She would go crazy, worried about it. Unsensibly. She would, have a workman. She'd spend about 1,000, whatever amount of money boarding up. I guess it made sense, but she would just, nothing ever came easy with her post menopause, right? Mom. It was always everything, she would just worry about everything. Everything was just, it would drive her crazy. The most minuscule thing.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, well, I know. I know, I know. It's just it's an interesting. As I'm finishing this book, it's just an interesting dissection of that disease, right? Like the Alzheimer's dementia, how it manifests. Again, in my opinion, you're lucky, JB, not to have gotten it. I mean, I know you're bedridden, but I'd rather be bedridden than have, like you. I think you agree, than have your mind just completely go. That being said, watch, my mind will go. I will be like, Rainey and Carrie, and lose it mentally. But it's sad. It's sad to watch that.
Well, I'm not sure what you're saying there.
I'm saying it's sad as a family member, as a close family member of someone you care and you love, to watch Alzheimer's and dementia get worse daily.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what
Yeah.
else was I gonna say to you? Oh yeah. So it's God. Could you? I mean, it's just can you imagine living in the swing states of Pennsylvania, Georgia for this month, the last month before the presidential election? It's got to be every advertisement dollar is thrown into Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. I mean, you go nuts. I mean, I don't talking about mental health in those living in those states. You're listening to the radio, everything on the internet, everything is just funneled by the two campaigns. It's got to be ridiculous.
Yeah. What are
Yeah,
you gonna do?
yeah. You still think she's gonna pull it out, Kamala?
Yeah.
All right, all right. I don't know. I think it's another toss up. I think it's gonna be a toss up. Yeah. Trump,
president?
your nemesis. Trump versus Kamala.
Oh no, Trump just likes he's a that's the word. He's a he's,
Yeah.
I can't get the word anyway.
That's so, yeah, I know. We had the same conversation at your apartment 8 years ago when he was running versus Hillary Clinton. And you hated him. You hated him then as a presidential candidate, right? So he hasn't grown on you. You know, yeah, he's a bulldog, that's for sure. Yeah, there's no diplomacy with Donald Trump at all. He's not a diplomat by any stretch of the imagination. Um, yeah, so that's about it. At my end, I think I'm finally. It's a slow moving rock with always work visas, but I think I'm finally in the system. In the Chinese, it takes forever in these countries to get you in the system, and then to get out of the system, it's equally as long, right? Once you're once you're in the system, you're in the system. But I think fingers crossed that I'm in the university employ. And then, yeah, the funny thing is, I messaged you above. I don't know if you read them, JB, but typical government. I know you're more of a fan of government and governance than I am. But the Peace Corps, they want the FBI report, blah 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 blah, and I get it at this point. I'm like, all right. However, logic doesn't wash on them because I had just gotten it. You remember for that one university program, my FBI prints within the year, right? And I do research on. They say FBI, the Peace Corps can accept that, but no, they want more fingerprints. So finally, I get an email from. Usually, it's these vague email addresses. No one wants accountability in the government, right? They just so it's from these department emails, not a particular person. But finally, I get the tagline from a girl, right? I'm assuming a girl younger than me that works in D.C., saying we need your fingerprints within a certain time, right? And again, it's next to impossible to get this done here in northeastern China, right, Jay? Because of geopolitics, whatever. I can't. They don't even do it at the embassy here, right? And the embassy is so fortified. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to know what's going on, right? So I finally, it takes me forever to accomplish this, Jay. But I get the fingerprints. I take a video of it. The girl, they're all Chinese employees working at our embassy, right? There you go. If that doesn't say what's happening. She's nice enough. I'm speaking more Chinese and she is English or what have you. But we accomplish it. We use the FedEx. They have FedEx, which I didn't think existed here in China. So I sent it off. Brilliant. Boom, pang, ping. And then the Peace Corps withdraws my application within the next day, saying I didn't submit some other paperwork. Now the girl who emailed me didn't say that I needed to send it, right? It's typical government nonsense. Miscommunication, discommunication, lack of communication. It's typical governmental nonsense. So, of course, I'm appealing it. I guess this is not supposed to stage or, we're not supposed to go to this Armenia thing until March, right? So I think that's why they start processing you for so long in anticipation because they can't figure it out. It's like they just can't figure it out. So I'm gonna keep pushing the envelope and hope they reverse this. It's nonsensical. I mean, I guess you appeal to the director, but they're all government appointees, right? So they're definitely Biden's people, which I don't care. It doesn't bother. I just want to serve in the Peace Corps, right? It's been a lifelong dream. So I'm sure they're probably worried. The federal budget is coming up here next month, right? So they're worried about that. They're worried they don't know if they'll have a job. The whole, if Trump gets in, I'm sure he'll cut cut the Peace Corps' budget. I don't think he's a very Peace Corps type of guy, Trump, right? So I mean, there's a lot of things at play, but again, it's the foolishness, the tomfoolery of it all, right? That they just can't get their shit straight, right? It's mind numbing, yeah. Ah. I don't know. I think your father, I think Louis was the best government patsy. Louis, right? A non thinker Lou. Like Louis just could just sit there for he could sit there for years. That's why he just sat at a desk and did nothing. He was the best government employee. What do you think, Louis? Yes.
Well, he wasn't what do you call it? Well, he wasn't a government.
Yeah, I mean, it's just his department. It was just there was no thinking involved. There's no. It was a non-thinking occupation, right? He, yeah, he did. They do have sway. They did have influence because they controlled all the votes for all the judges, right? So Louis did have a little power. He did have his own business card. But yeah, in terms of mentality, I don't think they hired Mensa candidates for the polling services, right? Yeah, yeah. So, all right. Have the girls come seen you? Who is it? Sylvie and Lynn. They still pop in every week, or
Occasionally,
yeah,
yeah. Big week.
yeah, yeah. Lynn said you were you asked about her family and you were engaging, and I said, was this my uncle? He was caring about other people. My God. So, but she said you were asking about her family, right? I guess, how many kids does she have? She only has one or two kids? Lynn.
Yeah.
One or two?
I was on.
How many?
Well, she has one. She has one, but she kind of takes care of her second.
Yeah. Well, they pretty much they grew up with you. You were almost like a surrogate uncle living in the same building, right? With the kids, you saw them grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I knew, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not. I mean, your building was small, so you guys, obviously you knew a lot more about each other than if you live in a bigger building, right? For sure. So, all right, man. At least I always ask you. You're still eating well. I'm jealous. Some of that food looks great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, man. Well, I'll let you. It's President Weekend here, or not President Weekend. It's National Week, so they get a whole week off, right? So, what are they celebrating? I think it's their 74th or 77th, I think, right? Since they became a nation, right, so to speak, here in China. So, they get a whole week off, and then hopefully, I think my schedule, I'll be teaching on the 15th. I've been here for a month already. And I haven't been assigned any classes because of the visa, right? The visa issues. But again, it's a big university. It's very popular, right? And they want to abide by the rules, right? The visa rules, the working visa rules. So, all right, JB, I love you, man. Take care. I'll give you a ring in a couple days.
Great.
All right.
Great.
All right. Take care, buddy. All right. Bye bye. Bye bye.